Advanced Automotive for repairs and now tires too. Advanced Automotive. Find them on Facebook. Reliable plumbing and heating services are just a phone call away when you contact the professionals at McGuire Plumbing and Heating in Fallontown. Family owned for more than 35 years, McGuire Plumbing and Heating has earned a reputation by providing accurate quotes and being open and honest when on the job, plus giving honest advice that may be needed down the road but isn't an immediate concern today. Find McGuire Plumbing and Heating on Facebook or call 860-376-3388. Look for the big truck with the little Irish fella. McGuire Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of Griswold Youth Football. Did you know that Allstate Insurance, the Trahan agency, has 2 offices now, Plainfield and East Lyme? And that's good news for you, since Kevin Trahan has been in the insurance business for well over a quarter of a century. Plus, he's easy to find. Just search in any browser, Kevin Trahan, Allstate Insurance, and when you get to his Facebook page, you'll find tons of helpful information on questions you may not even have thought to ask. Allstate Insurance, Trahan Agency, Plainfield and East Lyme, proud sponsor of Griswold Youth Football.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Like they always say things that aren't stupid usually. And when they are stupid, it's funny.
And even when they are stupid, it's funny. That's our slogan.
Stupid and funny?
Stupid and funny.
Which one is stupid? Who's funny?
I'm going to go with stupid, me. Because you got that dry kind of thing going on. Me, I'm just a dumb cough.
Oh, well.
So anyway.
So
it's been a while.
Yeah.
It has been a while. I haven't been around. You had your brain replaced.
Yes, I did. Now I'm even more brainier. Yeah, they did a skin graft on my butt.
Paul's an ass.
Well, it's better than being the other end.
No, you had a lens replaced.
Yep.
What was that all about? I mean, how did?
Well, it happens as you grow older, you develop cataracts in your eyes. So what happens is the lens deteriorates. So, you got to run into it yourself. It just comes with people that are 65, 70 or 70, it just happens. So,
You said do it yourself. Is it like an at-home COVID kit? What? I mean,
oh yeah, you just take a knife and slice it, throw the old lens in there. Just
that's
makes
it, man. It's
some
like
people,
contact.
Yeah, some people use Coke bottles and they can really see. Yeah.
But you're okay and
I'm fine.
everything's good.
Yeah.
Do you see things weird now? Do you look like
No.
you look like a cyborg?
Well, when you first get it, it's a little kind of blurry,
Mhm.
because it's swollen and everything else, so it's kind of a little blurry. But then it clears up. So
Well, that's a good thing, right?
yeah, most a lot of people get it. Unfortunately, like I said, you'll eventually run into it yourself.
Oh hell no!
Oh, you will.
I'm bionic, man.
No, I don't think so.
Good morning, Laura. Great to see you too. It's good to be back. I felt a little strange coming in today. I'm like, this place looks vaguely familiar.
I know.
It's been a week. Like you had your eye worked on,
Yeah.
and COVID ransacked our house. So,
Yeah. Man.
it was
Nobody around. I mean,
pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy. Yeah.
I actually tested negative twice.
Well, that's good. So
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was just saying that's good.
Oh, okay.
No, I
I
mean,
thought you were going to comment on that.
no,
Melissa tested positive.
yeah.
I had all sorts of symptoms,
So
but I tested negative twice. So
test doesn't work on you.
I guess not.
I don't know.
Bionic.
I don't think you're bionic.
And let's see.
Did you test it in the right spot?
Maybe that's the problem. Yeah.
You're supposed to use your nose.
Oh, no wonder it tasted funny.
You don't pee on it like a pregnancy test.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The test only had one line, and it means I'm COVID free, but I'm pregnant. So, Cameron tested negative, but he was a mess.
Yeah, some people it affects them a lot more worse than other folks do.
Well, maybe because it wasn't COVID. That's what Laura just said. And Laura, we said that too at home. It's
flu.
like, yeah, I could have had something else.
Yeah.
I didn't have a fever, but I had a backache, a headache. I was, you know why? I thought myself personally it was something because I was extremely exhausted. And one of the big symptoms of that, at least that's what we've been told for 2 years, is, lethargy and being really tired. And I was sleeping 12, 13 hours a day.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. There was a 3 day stretch where neither one of us got out of bed.
Wow.
And we were able to stay quarantined too, which was good because our bedroom is downstairs and everybody,
upstairs.
Yeah. So,
but then they got upstairs though, right?
What?
Did somebody
it started there?
Yeah, it started there. Gotcha.
Well, so whatever it was, I know. Well, yesterday or 2 days ago, Melissa started feeling better. She had it the worst. She definitely had it the worst.
Yeah.
She was feeling a little bit better yesterday. She was still like, but she was feeling better.
Wow. So it must have been the other variant then. Don't know.
Who knows? Maybe it was just a really bad cold.
Yeah.
But
if she tested positive,
she did.
Yeah.
She was the only one.
Oh.
She's the only one that tested positive. So Sam took tests. She went up to Dodd. And she never got a result. And I said, probably because you're negative. I said, I don't think they call.
They were late.
They're late?
They were late on getting
Okay.
them. Yeah. No. Yeah. Because there were so many people.
But, to Laura's point that she goes, maybe it wasn't COVID. You're I'm sure you're right. But the thing is that you're almost programmed, right? To automatically think, oh, it's COVID.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, you're right.
So, but after testing negative, I'm like, oh, I don't know what it is. So,
yeah.
Well, but it just
could have been start of a cold. Could have been the flu. There's the flu. You get kind of achy with the flu.
Yeah,
So,
but yeah, and I wasn't anything like. Well, Melissa was a lot worse.
Yeah,
she was a lot worse.
Well, she might. She had the true COVID. You probably didn't. Yeah,
I had the generic. The generic COVID.
Yeah, it was a generic one.
So, but I was out of here. I mean, I still I tried to cover some news, as much as I could from home. Probably wasn't what I wanted to be, but
well, you got to do it.
I did what I could.
Yeah.
It's not like we have a staff of 7 in the newsroom like some places do.
Yeah. Well, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So that's good. Everybody's back. So.
Yeah. I got up today, and last night we were at Walmart last night, and getting just a few things, and I looked at her. I said, Melissa, do you work tomorrow? She said, yeah. Why? I said, because did you know tomorrow's a holiday? She goes, what? She goes, and I said, yeah. I don't think Cameron has school. Oh, I better check that. That's how much it kind of threw us off.
Yeah.
I
hear you.
I even asked her on Friday. I said, what day is it today?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's what happened. Well, I feel like that every day, no dating.
Yeah. So I saw Melissa go through it. Melissa, vaccinated and boosted, and what it did to her, just, with all of those precautions, imagine what it would have done if she wasn't.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well,
anyway.
the percentage rate was up 24, close to 25% last week, but then it started to go back down again. So, which is good. I mean, I started wearing masks when I started going to the big stores, which I didn't really give a shit, but I started because the percentage being that high, you're damn well, you're probably going to get something. So.
But I think it's a lot. I think it's a lot different. It's a lot different now than it was a year and a half ago.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why is because all of my 2 negative tests, they're not reported to the state.
No.
So it's kind of front loaded.
Yeah.
It's like a Rules of 72 mortgage. All the interest is front loaded.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is going on. That's why we're seeing such huge, positivity rates because, how many people are testing negative at home?
Yeah.
and not going to
Yeah.
a state-run facility.
Yeah.
So
Now the government's going to, you can actually send a note to the government and they'll actually send you a kit.
really,
Yeah.
send them a note. Hi, send me a kit. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. No, I guess there's a website you can go to and request a test kit and they'll send you one.
Huh.
Yeah.
I bought. I actually bought one off of Amazon,
Mhm.
and it's the iHealth kit.
That's the ones that we're handing out.
Yeah, and and I hadn't gotten mine because I told somebody I know
Yeah.
that I hadn't tested yet and stuff like that. So about it, and I said I'm waiting for mine to come into the mail, but it hasn't made it yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was lucky because I had bought a couple a long time ago, and I just said, when it was down, and I bought a couple of them. So my wife got sick, but it was really a cold. We tested; she was negative anyway. But I was lucky I had them, and then, of course, then I got going through the line here. I got two, so then I had ordered another one because I didn't think I was going to get any here. So now we have three at the house. So.
You imagine some of these places could have jacked up the prices like Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have really gouged prices on these.
Yeah.
They're
if you bought one of those ones, because I bought one off of Amazon, it was like $17 for one kit.
Mine was 11.
Yeah. So they went up.
Mm-hmm. No, well, for you it went up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it said the one that I bought, which was the iHealth.
That's the one I bought.
Yeah, they said it take 2 to 3 weeks for delivery.
Yes.
So
yeah,
and
but mine came in last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I got it, but I didn't really need it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mine did come in yesterday.
Yeah, there you go.
It came in yesterday.
Well, it's best to have it on hand.
And it was shipped right from iHealth.
Yeah.
But and I looked at him, I said, Melissa, I said, this isn't even Amazon, is it? And she goes, yep, there's the Amazon smile on the package. I went,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah.
But which is funny because that's the only indication that it's from Amazon at all.
Correct. But yeah, the iHealth ones, those are the ones that were handed out. Here.
Well, I looked them up in a few different ways, and that's the only one there's like two of them that are.
Yeah, they were shipping.
There
was another brand that we gave out the first day.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bigger package, almost like a VHS tape. And I'm not sure. I don't remember what the brand was, but then the iHeart one came in. So there you go. Mm-hmm.
So let's get past this.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get past this because COVID is COVID. COVID sucks.
Yeah.
And I guess the thing that I would say now about it, even though I tested negative and seeing Melissa, while being vaccinated and tested positive, I can't even imagine what people feel like.
Well, like I tell you, I know somebody that got it twice. Got it way back a year ago, really bad,
mm-hmm.
and then over the last week got it again.
And actually didn't. I know that person had some side effects too.
Yeah, originally, yes, yeah. So, but got it again, not to the extent of the first time. So there you go. So it's weird. You would think that the first time would protect you, but it didn't.
Victoria puts Quidel QuickView.
That was the one.
Huh?
I think that's the name of the other one.
Yeah.
Right. QuickView. Yeah.
Sarah, good morning. Yeah, we miss seeing you. Well, Paul didn't. He could care. She goes, we missed your morning chitter chatter. So we missed. I did. I missed you too because it was like it felt weird to be here, but I'm like I had this like little excitement going. Yeah, I get to talk to people again. Hey, quarantine sucks.
Oh yeah, go stir crazy.
But I know. That was. You know what? The first few days I was sleeping too much to really become stir crazy.
Right.
But then the last couple of days was like,
I know.
All right, this is good. And that's when I knew I started feeling better. So.
Yep.
So anyway, let's finally get past that.
Yes, we will.
And Laura brings something up. This is one of the things that I wanted to mention today. And today would have been Betty White's 100th
yes.
birthday.
And today's the day that they're asking that people donate to a shelter.
Yeah, because
any shelter. Donate money in the name of Betty White to any animal shelter in honor of her birthday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was quite the animal advocate.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently they think she might have had a stroke in her sleep. Well, she had a stroke, apparently, a while before she died. And then she just died in her sleep. Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Betty White was one of those that I just figured I'd never see die in my lifetime.
I know. She was always chipper and funny and yeah.
And you know how like in a lot of celebrities, you see something in the news, whether it's in Variety or now TMZ or Access Hollywood. Somebody's always got something to say about somebody.
Right.
I never heard any celebrity badmouth Betty White.
No.
She was just so pure.
Yeah.
I mean, that we know of. You know, so.
Yeah.
As far as us being back in the show, Roxana says Paul is my favorite.
Oh, man, I have a favorite.
It's Roxana.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Need something to do.
Well, we're back to normal, or as normal gets, right?
I know.
So we talked about, I mean, it is Betty White's 100th birthday. If the lady was still with us.
Yep.
I think everybody was waiting. Oh, you got to make that landmark.
Well,
oh no.
Yeah, she did this. Didn't she do a documentary or something? They were going to do on her 100th birthday. I think they did.
Did they do it?
Yeah, I think they did do one in preparation for her 100th birthday.
I'm sure it was already in the can.
It was.
You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they might. I'm sure. Maybe we'll see something tonight on TV. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh well.
It's kind of sad because I know a lot of people, including us, that when Betty White passed away, we watched like episode after episode of Golden Girls. We did, and it was even on last night too. So
yeah, you can find any of those old shows.
Huh?
You can find any old show if you want. Just there's so many things out there you can find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah.
I still can't find Rin Tin Tin anywhere.
No.
Yo, Rinny.
No. Some of them. Well, I think the problem with some of those older shows is they won't work to the clarity that you need to. Because don't forget, we probably filmed in what? Not 780, but 720. Probably
not even that.
130, maybe. I don't know. But the clarity out of them is so bad, and the sound on them is so bad.
You love American Style coming on, go filmed in Technicolor.
Yeah, unless they remaster them, they're not worth a crap. Yeah. There were some old Annie Oakley ones that popped up on one of the stations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they were kind of bad because you could just about see them.
I would love to find, the old Rin Tin Tins.
Yeah.
And the original Mickey Mouse Club, because those are two shows that I would watch every single morning before I went to school. Now we're talking like second grade, third grade. So this is like 1971, 72.
I'm sure they could probably bring them back.
Yeah.
Because in the 70s, TV wasn't that bad.
How many of the original, not you, but I want to see how many people out there can name as many original Mouseketeers as possible.
Annette.
Oh, stop! All right, other than Annette.
Everybody knew Annette.
Huh?
Everybody knew Annette.
Everybody knew well.
Yeah, well, she was the point of everything.
Yeah. I can name a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Cubby.
I asked you not. I'm seeing if they can do it. Oh, screw it. Let's just get them.
No, go ahead.
No, you've already.
I used one.
No, you said two.
No, well, we all know. Everybody knows the net. Come on,
right. Bobby.
Well, see, now you just did the big
one. Well, I figured you already threw it under the bus.
No,
So I
didn't. Go ahead.
Hell with that bit,
No, go ahead. See how I don't know the others.
See, Roxanne, that's what happens when your favorite screws shit up.
I don't know the others. I honestly
You didn't know
don't.
who Bobby was?
Yeah, he was. Wasn't he?
He was a dancer.
Yeah.
He ended up on.
Swelk, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
he was the like the main dancer for male dancer for years.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. I can't remember the rest of them.
How many people would actually watch Lawrence Welk today?
Nobody. A one and a two.
One and a two. It was on what, Saturday night?
I don't remember.
Saturday night at like 7?
Yeah,
It was on like right before the World of Disney, the magical world of Disney or whatever.
You have the bubbles floating in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Christ. Lawrence Welk. Wow.
And you see Bobby, with the, and he'd like, the biggest teeth in the world. He's, running around.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know the rest of them. Do you know the rest of them?
No,
I don't.
I was hoping somebody would
people
help me out here because
I mean, we already knew those common.
Cubby was a drummer.
Yeah.
Annette, Bobby. One of the leaders, the guy that had the jacked up teeth. That was Jimmy.
Oh, wasn't he the leader?
He was one of them. And Roy was the other one. Roy and Jimmy.
Oh.
They were the two like clubhouse, the adults.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So those are the only ones I can remember.
I can't
And I
remember
keep
this.
saying that, but every time I say that, another one comes to mind. But it was 7 o'clock but then we had to be at school at what? 9.
9?
Well, 3rd grade.
What the hell school did you go to?
2nd and 3rd grade. 8:30. It was 7 o'clock was Rin Tin Tin, and 7:30 was Mickey Mouse Club. And I watched them every single morning.
I thought they were on an evening.
Huh?
I thought they were on an evening.
Well, these weren't first run.
Oh.
it's yeah, no, dude. These were black and white TV shows.
Because I thought they used to come on like at 4 o'clock when the kids came home from school.
I don't think so. I don't
No.
remember watching them then.
I don't know.
But 4 o'clock in the afternoon, though, when other things were coming on, you didn't know, was Gilligan's Island going to be in color or black and white?
No, it's Bandstand.
They were on Saturday, weren't they?
No, they were
Don
on.
Kirshner's rock concert.
No, that was Dick Clark's Bandstand was on.
Okay. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
That came on in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know who wrote the theme for that, right? American Bandstand.
American Bandstand.
You know who wrote it?
No.
Barry Manilow.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh.
Barry Manilow used to write a lot of jingles.
Oh. Well, there you
I'd
go.
like to teach the world to sing perfect harmony.
There you go.
Dun, 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 dun. Coca-Cola sing. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Thank God.
I could see that. Didn't fix your singing voice.
Shut up. All right, folks. There's one thing we hadn't mentioned yet, and we're just going to go ahead and pay homage right now.
I have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their
The flagship
captivity.
of Griswold High School Sports, and your home for local news
But
and weather.
100 years later,
The Streeting News and Sport Network.
the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, The life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghanies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
That is, to me,
Quite a speech.
to me, that is one of the most important and revolutionary speeches of all time. I mean, I don't care how many times I listen to that, it always hits me. It always does, because I can't think of anything that I can disagree with what he said.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, he would. What about you? I mean, how do you feel about that speech? Some people will laugh at it.
Well, I wouldn't laugh at it.
No, I wouldn't either.
No.
But some people do.
Yeah. No, it's true what he said. I don't think we're there yet. I still think there's a lot of issues going on.
Well, yeah, there's always going to be issues, because there's always going to be segregation of something somewhere, whether it's racial segregation, political segregation, social segregation. There's always going to be something.
Right.
And Laura says, we don't hear speeches like that anymore.
No.
We don't.
No, we don't.
That right there, to me, as a white guy, that is a message of hope.
Yeah. I put that speech, was it Franklin D. Roosevelt that did the speech with World War II and it got attacked by Pearl Harbor? Yeah. I would put that speech in that same category.
In the same vein?
Yeah.
But look how long it's been.
Yeah.
Reagan, when he put up his hands and he went, Gorbachev, take down this wall or knock down that wall. So, I mean, there were a lot of different things, but we haven't heard anything like that.
No.
I mean, can you remember anything that, say, Barack Obama or Donald Trump said in a speech, that will go down in the annals of history?
No. I don't think.
Laura said President Bush after 9/11.
Yeah, he did make a speech. You're right. But we never hear it.
Right. So why this?
I don't know.
Is it because he's black?
I don't know. There was a lot of social injustice going on.
Right. But I mean, now 50 years later, do we still listen to that same message because it's a great message and something that we should pay attention to? Or do we play it because he was black?
No. It's a message you should listen to.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will sit there and they'll say, oh, it's because he was black. No. Those are the idiots. Roxana says, immature, infantile people will laugh.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about racial segregation or anything like that. As a white person, that right there is probably the biggest message of hope as a white person, because you know what? Don't you think we hope for it too?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's.
See, we did not feel up here in the Northeast because it was mostly down in Alabama, Mississippi. The southern states is where they ran into a lot of issues. KKK, let's face it, you know what I'm saying? Up here, we never looked at it that way. In New England states or the North, we were much different against segregation. We didn't really, like I said, when I grew up, I had black kids I played with all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't give a damn. Nobody, no different.
Oh, of course not.
No,
of course not.
But down south,
I know,
it was much different.
Yeah.
And of course, the governor that he talked about, what the hell was it? I can't even think of his name. He actually got shot, right? And he was in a wheelchair. I can't even think of his name now. He was the governor of Alabama, I guess it was. Remember?
No. Doesn't come to mind.
I'll have to look it up.
Well, while you look that up,
Yeah.
I can, as far as my own personal experiences, right?
Yeah.
You know, growing up in Jewett City, predominantly white town, right?
Yeah.
Well, I never grew up, you know, knowing any difference, you know, between white or black or anything like that. But I did know this. There was one family in town that was black.
Yeah.
And the dad, well, he just happened to be chief of police.
Mm-hmm.
It was Thurston Fields. And as a kid, I had met Mr. Fields a couple of times. And Mr. Fields was one of those people that if you just stood near him, he commanded your respect.
Sure.
Without saying a word. And he was a good man. He was a very good man, you know, and you know, his son, of course, went to became a state trooper right up on I think it was like third from the top in the entire state of Connecticut.
Yeah.
Steve. That's, I mean, if you're looking at like Mr. Fields as a role model, which he you know, he was in town for a lot of people. So here I am, little white kid, you know, had a role model that was black.
Sure.
I didn't care, you know, and that's how I was brought up. But, you know, in other towns and other, you know, other parts of the country, they don't think like that.
Yeah. George Wallace.
George Wallace. Betty Jenkins Donahue just said that.
Yeah, George Wallace. Yeah, he was really a racist.
Betty just said, "Good morning. Please remember there was a KKK meeting in nearby Scotland."
There was. That's right. Years ago. You're right. That's right. I don't remember what year that was. It was a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was people really upset over that too? I remember. Yeah.
There's no place for that in this society.
I know.
You know, I mean, this white supremacist bullshit.
Well,
you know
that's
what I mean?
unfortunately it still goes on. So what are you going to do?
Oh, let's see. Betty says, "Please let your audience know." Well, we're going to let you let them know there, Betty, that the Norwich NAACP is holding a march to commemorate Dr. Martin Luther King in front of Town Hall at 1 p.m. today.
Oh,
great. I'll leave that up for a minute there, too. Oh, and Betty says, "Thank you for having this discussion." Well, it's history.
Yeah.
You know, I do you remember the interview that Morgan Freeman had? Was it Morally Safer from 60 Minutes?
No.
And they were talking about having Black History Month, and he asked Morgan Freeman, "Do you want Black History Month?" He goes, "No." He goes, "I want History Month. I don't want Black History Month. I want History Month."
He is pretty much, there's no such thing as a difference between color.
And then he looked over at it wasn't Morally Safer, but anyway, it was. He goes, "What are you?" And he goes, "Well, I'm Jewish." The interviewer. He goes, "Do you want a Jewish History Month?" And the guy goes, "No." "Well, why do I want a Black History Month?"
Yeah,
just had History Month.
Just History Month.
You know, and that's what this is. This is history. This is I don't know why. See, that's segregation in itself. Black history, white history. Just call it history.
Unfortunately, that's not what's happening today.
And then Morgan Freeman, huh?
I like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, and he was asked, "Well, how do you stop racism?" And he said, right up, "Stop talking about it."
Yeah.
Stop talking about it.
That's a good point. But unfortunately, we have the media, we have social media, we have everybody and their brother trying to have people go against one another. And how do they do that? Accusing everybody of being a racist. And a lot of people are not.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is if you shove this stuff down people's throats.
You know, we could be penned as racist today because somebody could twist this and say, "Well, those two white guys over at SNSN, you know, they're covering it up by talking about how great Black people are." No, we're talking about history.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's some people will just segregate stuff that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Bob says racism exists if you let it.
And that's what's happening.
Right.
Unfortunately, the media won't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
They want to keep people divided, and that's what they're doing right now in this country. They're keeping everybody divided, which is not right.
Is it the media that wants to keep people divided,
or
is it the government that wants to keep people divided? Obviously, there is division.
Absolutely.
There's division in just about everything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, hopefully maybe they're seeing that the division between black and white people is starting to go away. So now they got to figure out a different way.
But they will. They'll come up with something else.
Well, politics.
You know,
look at politics today in the last 5 years, 6 years. How many people have split because of political indifference?
Mm-hmm.
I know families, people that won't talk to one another within their own family because of their political difference.
Yeah, and I know we don't like to talk about politics. It's because it's a very sore subject with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when politicians get into office, they are pretty well honest. I mean, they are honest, and they're trying to do the good for the people. Unfortunately, when you throw a good apple in a barrel of bad apples, they all turn bad.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some bad politicians in Washington that are causing
every part of the government. There's bad.
Yeah. So I mean, they've been in there too long. I mean, we can talk about this forever, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not going down that path.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would never say, well, this person or this person is crooked.
Yeah. I mean, but
it's division. It is division.
I think the greatest thing they're going to stop, and Pelosi's not too happy about it, is allowing them to do stock investments.
Mm-hmm.
They have firsthand knowledge of companies that are going to be either trading or doing something. So what do? They go out and buy stock. Mm-hmm. Way ahead of their regular normal working person. So they shouldn't be allowed to buy stock. So, and Pelosi's not happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, her son's in trouble. Apparently,
insider trading?
No, her son's in trouble. You know, apparently he deals with some real bad people. So they're looking into it. Look at Biden's kid. Same thing. I mean, politics and politics. So not good. But we don't want to go down that path.
You just did.
I know, but I don't want. I'm stopping. I'm not going to go any further.
Wait a minute, Paul.
I'm stopping.
Every time you say I don't want to go down that path, you just take a couple more steps down that path.
I just back it up. That doesn't mean that local government is bad now.
God.
It's not looking at local government.
All right. So just one more time, I want to mention with Betty Jenkins, Donnie, who has put up. Well, I put this up. She I'm glad. Thank you very much for alerting us of this, Betty. So please let your audience know that the Norwich NAACP is holding a march to commemorate Dr. Martin Luther King in front of the town hall at 1:00 today.
Well, hopefully it's not raining.
Victoria gives you claps there. Laura says the government doesn't want us to come together. If we came together as a country, imagine how powerful we would be. And how powerful would we be and overthrow the government? That's why they don't want us to do that, because they want to be the ones in charge.
Exactly.
Control the minions, control the sheep. You know, because the people that are saying you're a sheep, they're sheep.
Yeah. I know.
You think about it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I like the color blue. You must be a Democrat. So if I said that, guess what? I was controlled by somebody else, or I was influenced as a sheep. We're all sheep.
Oh, well. So be it.
Cindy says, never speak politics, religion, and now vaccinations.
Oh, yeah.
3 conversations that tend to go bad, and they do. And they do.
Yes, they do.
So as far as here, we'll pick that apart. As far as politics, I don't have a problem with anybody in their politics. I really honestly don't. You know what? Because you're Paul, if you and I disagreed heavily on something,
yeah,
I'm okay with that. You know why? Because you're not coming into my house and taking my food. You're not coming in taking my stuff or anything like that. You're not affecting me because it's your opinion.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
But people get all butthurt on this stuff.
The problem today, too, is a lot of people are so opinionated that even if somebody else has another opinion, theirs don't count.
Right.
Theirs is the one that's the most important.
What about religion?
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. And now even vaccinations.
Yeah. To me, it's a person's choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I don't care if
I don't
you
either.
have had your vaccination or not.
Yep.
What is the one thing they said at the beginning of the pandemic when it came to mask wearing? They said it's not to protect you. It's not
Protect
to,
somebody else.
yeah, it's not to protect me. It's to protect you.
Yeah.
So the vaccination is your choice,
Right.
whether you want it or you do not. But don't make up stories as to why you don't want it,
Right.
or why you did get it, because then you're talking like a sheep.
Yeah.
There's a big flock of sheep. I don't want to get the vaccination. Okay. But I noticed when people say that they don't want to get the vaccination, they want you to ask why. And I go, okay.
Yeah, I really
Good
don't.
for you.
I really don't care whether people get it or not.
Right. But I really do. I think people, they want you to ask them why they're not getting the vaccination.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the
Okay, good for you.
a lot of the executive orders that came down are being stopped by judges.
Huh?
A lot of them are being stopped by judges when
Yeah.
they're not requiring people to get vaccinated that work in these larger companies. I mean, that's what's happening. It's against somebody's personal rights.
Sarah says, I had a problem last week with politics when I chose the Board of Ed meeting as the meeting I promised to attend in an effort to get more involved.
That was, again, I don't know what happened.
I wasn't there.
I was
so
not there either, so I really can't have an opinion. I did hear it was shut down. That's all I heard.
Right. And one of the things that I had heard, and you hear things on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you hear that the chair, Mary Beth Malin, shut the meeting down. Okay, fact. That happened. But then you hear, and now people can't talk. They can't voice their opinion. Not really. She doesn't have that right, I hear. But guess what? She does. Whether you want to hear it or you don't, for whatever reason, doesn't matter. The chair of the Board of Education can end the meeting. It's in the bylaws. Look it up. Can end the meeting at any time, at whenever they want to, for whatever reason. It is a part of being the chair.
Right.
You don't have to like it. But she exercised what her right was. Don't we do that as human beings?
Mm-hmm.
You piss people off when you exercise your right? If somebody else didn't agree with it.
Yeah.
So people got mad at her for doing something she had the right to do. Whether you like it or you don't, she had the right to do it. Well, that'll get them cooking. Daryl says, I despise politics now. What a horrible, corrupt, and polarizing. That's polarizing, the key word there. Way to align yourself to put the right people in the right spots and stop making them align to one party or another.
Yeah. Well,
I do want to go ahead and make one thing known.
Okay.
And this is just a fact. Okay. You guys should know us, or know me by now, that I'm not going to sit here and talk smack. Well, I will, but yeah, that's not, scratch that. Mary Beth Malin was the highest vote getter of everybody. So when you start poo-pooing this lady, remember how she was voted. She was the number one. I remember being at town hall that night, and she's like, how did I do? Because I'm looking at the tape. And I said, you got more votes than everybody. And she goes, what? I said, yeah.
Wow.
So,
yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting.
like I said, whether you agree with it or you don't, as far as her ending the meeting, she had the right to do it. It's part of her obligation to the Board of Education. You don't have to agree with it at all.
No.
But she does have that power to do so. So anyway. Let's see. And Bob agrees we need a better way besides the two that's there, the political parties. Roxana, I don't affiliate with either party. I am my own party. That's all I say. I don't put all my eggs into one basket and would never pay my power to any of those quote unquote freaks in Washington. The freaks come out at night.
Well,
Freaks come out at night.
the problem is that people keep electing these freaks. They keep putting them back in office.
And who does that?
The people.
And why? Because of segregation and division.
Yeah. We put all these people back in there.
What was that? I saw that. You get a text message from Donald Trump? Is that what happened?
No, it's something about Donald Trump.
Oh, just a news story?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We put people vote, a lot of people were not happy with our own candidates we have in Washington, but they vote them right in. I mean,
for all the people that don't like Chuck Schumer, he keeps winning. Why?
Because they put him back in there again. They keep electing him.
I'm not saying I like. You're getting a call.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not a text message ringing outside.
I don't. I mean, it doesn't matter whether I like Chuck Schumer or not. He's in New York. I really care.
Yeah.
But he's been voted in for what, 20, 30 years now?
People don't take him out.
Mm-hmm.
Until people wake up and put in the right people, you're still going to have the same old people going in. I mean, I think what disturbed me the most about one of our candidates was Blumenthal at a communist meeting. That kind of upset me. Oh, I didn't know it was a communist meeting. Come on. So now I call them red.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, come on.
Sarah, maybe you should just go to a health and safety meeting. They're pretty tame. She goes, because she had said, I'm going to go ahead and, be a part of things, or I want to go ahead and be a little more active. So she went to a board of education. That's enough to scare people away. I swear to God. She goes, I agree. Meaning, the chair's ability to close the meeting. It isn't a personal board member issue. It's the ethics behind the process. Okay. And then she goes, I'm not going to another one.
Well, I think what she probably did is was probably getting out of control. So she probably figured it's time to stop before it really got out of hand.
Yeah. Victoria says it'll be interesting to see if Ned wins again.
Yeah. Well, see, Ned, he's playing a little smart this time because he's not doing a lot of stuff coming out of Connecticut, or Hartford. He's relying on in individual towns. He's not telling you got to wear a mask. He's saying towns make that decision because he knows it's an election year.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna get slaughtered for this. I said it before, but I don't think Ned loses.
Well, the problem is on this side of the state, doesn't make any difference because all the votes are on the other end.
But I will tell you this. I think, and I've mentioned this to you, and I don't know if I've said it on the show.
Yeah.
But there's one person I think that would actually beat him. One. Right now.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
You don't think so, huh?
No. No. I do not think so.
Tell me why.
This side of the state, not the other side of the state.
Right.
This side is meaningless.
Mm-hmm. But this guy was very popular. Very popular.
Well, it all depends. If he's popular on the other side of the state, then he may have a shot.
Well, you got to be popular in Hartford, Bridgeport, New Haven, and Danbury.
Yep.
That's where you.
Right.
And maybe Waterbury.
And Stamford.
Yeah.
Because that's where Ned's from.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Don't you want to know who it is?
Who is it?
Well, we'll talk about it in a second. A lot of comments.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, just to kind of piggyback what Sarah said, I'm not going to another Board of Education, another one. And then she went, maybe. LOL. Bob says, I agree with Paul. See, Paul?
Yeah.
What is it you agree with Paul on?
This end of the state.
Oh, yeah. Well, there are more votes in Bridgeport than there are from Thompson to New London. So.
Right. So you didn't see Ned show up other than get some political
Uh-uh.
when he went to the gun thing.
Right.
Right.
Well, he was looking
because that was political for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But, yeah.
Well, look at when during the presidential election with Hillary Clinton, she came to Connecticut. She went to New Haven and Bridgeport.
She didn't come here.
She didn't come anywhere near here.
No. Well, what I think
the only reason why the president ever comes into the eastern part of the state is because they go down, they go to the Coast Guard Academy,
correct,
for graduation.
Yeah, you're right. And Joe came here.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he remembers he came. I mean, yeah, he came.
Yeah.
He was here twice.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope, and I'm not really saying this because I'm one way or the other. I hope that in November, everything becomes balanced. So in Washington, we don't have it all one side, that it becomes balanced.
Mm-hmm.
So, both parties are equal.
All part of a good balanced breakfast.
Well, because that way one party can't control what's going on.
Yeah.
It becomes unanimous together. They both parties vote together. So I'm hoping that in November we set some balance.
Victoria says he won in stores because of UConn students. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
Why
I think college students are taught in a certain vein.
Well, that's the other thing that a lot of parents are complaining about is what's being taught in schools.
Time to get woke.
Yeah. That's the other thing that's going on.
Yeah.
So.
And Bob says, follow the money.
Oh, everybody says follow the money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all those politicians in Washington, they're not rich when they go in, but they're certainly rich when they come out.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. But I'm going to leave you something during this quick break.
Oh, boy.
And I will be waiting for my persecution on the other side of this.
Oh, boy.
However, the one person that I think that could beat Ned Lamont, John Rowland.
Hi, Miranda Mahoney here from Grizzle Pride, your local drug prevention coalition. So, marijuana, now legal in Connecticut, but there are some things you really should know. It's only legal for people 21 and older. And always, always secure your cannabis products like edibles, vape pens, dabs, and of course marijuana in a locking storage container and keep it out of sight and of reach of kids. Kids don't know the difference between a THC edible gummy and a candy gummy you might buy at a store. There's many resources available at grizzlepride.org or our Facebook and Instagram pages. And parents, you are your child's greatest influence. Talk early, talk often about the risks of substance use on their developing brains. Check out grizzlepride.org. grizzlepride.org. grizzlepride.org.
When you take your car in for an oil change, a good mechanic will also take care of other routine maintenance to make sure your car runs safely and efficiently. Protecting your health isn't much different. When you get a COVID-19 vaccine, it's important to make sure you're also protected from other serious but preventable diseases. It's easy and convenient to get other routine vaccines at the same time as a COVID-19 vaccine. So make sure you ask a healthcare professional about other vaccines you may need to maintain your health.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Like they always say things that aren't stupid usually. And when they are stupid, it's funny.
All right. I didn't get persecuted. Like I thought. What are you doing? You're going to unplug me is what you're going to do. All right. So there we go. The person that I think, oh boy, I knew it. I knew it was coming. But I'll tell you why. Kevin Cunningham said, Roland, all in capitals. I'm not saying I agree. I just think that he would be the one. I think he would. And I know his criminal record. I know.
Doesn't even live in the state. Doesn't even live here.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't live here anymore.
But you have to. But he was very popular.
Oh, he was very.
And
popular.
then he increased his popularity being a talk show host on WTIC.
Yeah, because he was really against Malloy big time.
Top of mind.
Yeah.
All top of mind stuff. So I remember the day that he resigned all of a sudden from TIC. Just got up and because he knew.
And he was leaving.
Yep. Oh, he was leaving. All right.
Yeah.
But Joe Ganim.
I hear you. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't.
Buddy Cianci. These are people that all did jail time.
Yeah.
But are so popular.
Yeah.
They won again.
Yeah.
I think Roland is that other guy.
No, he won't run.
I'm not saying he's going to run.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, that I even agree with it.
He's long gone.
Huh?
He's staying out of the limelight. He's
you think so?
Yeah, he's keeping quiet. Well, him and his wife both, they had an antique business. She ran an antique business. I forget what the hell it was.
Bob says, you lived in Waterbury. He goes, I know John. He did a lot for Waterbury, but took from the taxpayers of Connecticut. Don't they all? So anyway, I just think, I'm not sitting here, being a proponent, but right now I don't think Ned loses. I don't think he loses.
All depends. People are not happy with what's going on right now, especially with inflation, products on the shelf, cost of everything so high.
That's easy to deflect, though.
Well, this is what I think is going to. This is what I think is going to happen. Inflation is going to get controlled. It's going to get controlled within the next couple months. And you know why? Controlled.
Freudian slip there, Paul?
Yeah, controlled. And you're going to start to see prices drop, stuff going back on the shelves. And you know why? November is coming up.
Yeah.
They're holding off right now because they want, it's too close.
Oh, sure.
So they're going to wait. By July, you watch. We'll be right back down to.
See, here's another thing. Like Victoria says, Waterbury named a building after Roland, right? Because he's the Democrats Republican. And that's why I said, if anybody's going to beat him, what Republican really kind of aligned with Democrats? Roland.
I don't know. All depends how
Right,
people,
wrong, or indifferent. It's politics.
all depends how people feel. We saw what happened in Eastern Connecticut.
Daryl says you can't blame a local politician for a worldwide problem.
No, you can't blame. I agree with him. You can't blame the local politicians.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a party, and yeah, so what? You know, they had nothing to do with what's going on in our country today. It's not them. They're normal people like you and I who just got elected to office, trying to do their best for their town.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. I agree with him. Okay.
All right. Let's think about Brian Lanou, for example.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Really nice guy, but people try to dig up dirt all the time.
Well, of course.
He's a nice guy, you know. He sat in here. He has sat in here and off microphone. Just the way he talks, he cares. You can tell he cares.
Yeah.
But there are people that don't know the guy that will go ahead and rip through him.
Oh yeah.
He's a pretty sensitive dude too. I think he's thickened up a little bit, but yeah.
Uh-oh.
Lisa Coe. She cracks me up. She goes, I ate a COVID sandwich with extra COVID secret sauce and I can't catch COVID. Republicans did well in the last election in the eastern part of the state. They won every town.
Yes.
Matter of fact, they won most of the towns out of the 169 towns in Connecticut. I think they won over 100.
So
it was the big towns that they lost. That was the problem.
Yeah, but do all the 100 towns have enough votes to take out Ned?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are not happy with Ned.
169 towns?
A lot of people don't like the idea of Ned having all of these powers. And unfortunately, the House in Hartford is Democratic controlled.
Well, you know, you win when you win Hartford by an 82% to 8. It was like 82 to 12, and there were some other smattering of others. When you get 82% of the vote in Hartford, you're not losing. Same thing with Bridgeport. Those are big Democratic towns. Like I said, there's 4, and then you got Waterbury kind of creeping up at 5.
Wow.
Bridgeport, New Haven, Hartford, Danbury.
People in those towns are suffering just like the people on this side.
Right. But there are. All right. So take the state, right? We got a state of Connecticut, right? It's kind of a box with a like a penis down on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
So take the eastern part, east of the river. Take all those votes.
Yeah.
You add those up. It's less
Agreed.
than Bridgeport.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I'm saying that the people in those bigger towns are hurting just as much as the people on this side of the state.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that will do something to sway, because they know what's going on in Washington, just like we know what's going on in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why this side of the vote red wasn't because what was happening in Connecticut. It was because what was happening in Washington. That's why.
You mean this last election?
This last election of local, it wasn't because of Hartford. It was because of Washington.
I talked to, get a lot of opinion from people that won elections in different towns just recently.
Yep.
And a lot of them do believe that was
that's the reason.
Trickle down, that people just party line.
And right now, people have no faith in our federal government. No faith at all.
So they have no faith in the federal government. So all of a sudden, election time comes up. Let's say things will start to change, say July, August.
Yeah.
Right around there. And all of a sudden, happy times are here again. Dun, 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 dun,
Absolutely.
dun, dun,
And
dun, right?
that's why nothing is happening right now.
It's like, come on, man. Let's do the thing, man. Yeah, the
you
thing.
You watch.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm going to predict the future here. Like a time traveler.
Oh.
You watch.
Ooh,
July
there's
will
a
have
black
more money.
eye.
You'll have more money coming out of your ears.
There's a black eye right there.
There'll be so much stuff on the shelves you won't know what to do with it.
Uh-huh.
Because they're scared. They're scared because they know November they're in trouble. And Ned might get caught up in that.
All right, so you have people like for example, in state legislation.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of name dropped Brian Lynette.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Thursdays with Time Traveler Paul. We can drop the name of the 44th District Rep Ann Dauphiné. We can drop who else? Heather Summers and everything, right?
Yeah.
Are they doing it for the money?
No, they're not doing it for the money. Not at this level.
No.
Not
You
at
know
this
why?
level.
You know what they're making?
Nothing.
$28,000 a year.
Yeah, they don't make any money.
They're doing this job for $28,000 a year. It's considered a part-time job.
Sure. Now, let me throw this at you.
It's not for the money. So what is it for? If it's not for the money, straight up notoriety while you're in the poorhouse? No.
That's local. This is local.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say November comes. What did people do with this last election? How did they vote?
Republican.
How do they vote that, though?
Party line. I don't know what you're asking.
Right.
I don't know what answer you're looking for.
They voted party line.
Right.
Come November, what if they vote party line?
Well, they can
all right. They voted party line. They didn't look at the candidates where they voted party line. So people now decide they want to get changes. They're going to vote party line.
Mm-hmm.
So Ned being on the bottom, he could hurt.
For example, first selectman race.
That's party line.
You know what the thing that screamed party line on that? Not the fact that Todd Babbitt did a bad job, because he didn't.
No.
Not the fact that Dana Bennett, they didn't believe that she could do a good job.
Right.
That's not why. That screams, or just ... party line. You know what screams it? And I know there's a couple of relatives, in this town, and I met him once, and he's a nice guy and everything. But they voted party line. When you see Richard Matters getting voted in as second selectman, nobody knew who he was. Nobody. I mean, I don't want to say nobody, but I mean, there were a few people. And I even know, one of his relatives here in town. But nobody knew him. Nobody knew who he was. Who's Richard Matters? But we're going to vote for him. Why? That screams party line to me.
Party line.
Do I think, and I've said to you, we've had this talk. The funny thing is Richard Matters has more education and more experience than anybody else in this town at that level. Being a first selectman in Franklin for years.
Yeah.
But nobody in Griswold knew who he was.
Yeah.
So am I personally upset that he's on the board? No, of course not. I mean, he brings a lot of education and but nobody knew who he was. Where was he? Was he out campaigning? No. There were some signs that were put out.
Yeah.
And he won.
Yeah.
He won big.
Why?
Party line.
Exactly. That's why I say, come November, if it continues to vote party line, nail the bottom line, ain't going to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be whoever's on that party line.
Yep.
So
Victoria says Ned wants his superpowers extended again.
Yeah,
if
he
that
does.
happens, maybe people will wake up.
yeah, he does. He wants the superpowers back. He'll get them too.
Well,
He'll get them.
yeah. And
Because Looney Tunes is speak.
I still...
Yeah, Looney Tunes is the guy that, he's the head of the House or Senate, one of them.
Martin Looney.
Looney Tunes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Stop. I honestly think there are more people than not that would rather relinquish control and let somebody else do it. Hence his executive powers through COVID.
He is pushing stuff back on the towns because he's trying to not look like he's taking control.
Victoria says, according to Martin Looney, his name aptly named.
Yeah. I guess which one he is, Bugs Bunny or Donald Duck? I mean, Little Piggy, Porky Pig. Or
oh, come on. You guys are brutal. You guys are brutal.
What's up, Doc?
So we've talked about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we've talked about politics and COVID and lions and tigers and bears. Oh, my. But the biggest thing, of course, Betty White's birthday being today.
Yep. And don't forget to donate to a shelter.
Yeah.
Any shelter you want. And in honor of Betty White.
Kitty Harbor.
Well, yeah. But
Kitty Harbor.
It doesn't have to be that. It could be any shelter, local, anywhere you want.
Well, Kitty Harbor is actually run by Paul's wife.
Yeah.
And that is in Griswold.
Right.
And I've been there. It's a nice facility. It's well kept.
Yeah.
And lots of cats.
Lots of cats.
Lots of cats. So they do need your help. So look up Kitty Harbor. But, in honor of Betty White.
Betty White.
But please don't. I would say the thing that really resonates with me is don't forget the message of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Right. And that parade at 1:30.
And the parade at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
That the NAACP is putting on in Norwich.
Yep.
So important event, especially when we talk about a lot of things about being sheep and segregation. This is something that dissolves segregation and brings people together, and I think we need more events like that.
Yeah.
But the problem is people won't show up for them. Why? Because it's not. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But if you go to them, you usually leave feeling pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 o'clock today in Norwich Town Hall. Is a parade in honor of and I don't know if it's a rally. I think it's just a parade.
I don't know.
In honor of Dr. Martin Luther King. Today is Dr. Martin Luther King Day.
Well, hopefully it won't be raining.
And
Hopefully it won't be raining. It's raining pretty good now, so hopefully it won't.
Yeah. Anyway, so Paul, it's good to see you again.
Yeah.
And now that you have a new lens in your eye,
I can see
you can
better.
see again.
I can see you better.
Hey guys, thank you very much for joining us today. It was a good chat. So, do things today. This is your homework. Do things today that bring you together with somebody else. Tell me tomorrow how you made out.
Don't just wish for a winning deal. Make it Dish. It will make it real. Don't just wish. Make it Dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales and service center on Route 32 in North Franklin. Everyone says there's nothing better than dealing with the dishes, and here's why. Selection. We have the area's largest inventory of off-lease, one-owner vehicles of all makes and models. You name it, we got it, or I'll get it for you at no additional charge. Quality. Each vehicle goes through a rigorous 120-point safety and quality check. Nothing leaves the lot without my personal approval. Convenience. We have financing sources for almost any situation. We offer on-site registration processing, and we have maintenance programs for years of stress-free ownership. And now open for all your maintenance needs. Our full-service repair facility, where oil changes start at just $19.99. Call today for your appointment or just stop by. So save thousands and deal with the dishes. Route 32, North Franklin. Or check us out online at dishfranklin.com. Or ring us, 860-383-4750.